y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to do something a little different tonight with tonight's show. Thank you all for all of you who sent me my well wishes. For those of you guys who know, my father passed this past Sunday, and so there's a lot of stuff going on. I had another family immersion. Hey, Antonio Moore, how are you? Um, So there's a lot going on right now. This is a crazy. Hey, Aunt Phyllis, how are you? This is a crazy week for me, and so we're going to do something a little bit different. I didn't. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Because I realize that a lot of people, and I'm sorry, I'm not looking all my normal dolled up self, but I've been wanting to do this for a while and just haven't had a chance to. Um, Definitely want to share this with the audience, but tonight we're going to do a special screening of the Nigga Factory. Yes, so if you have not seen the mini documentary by Speech, I'm going to screen that tonight. And then I want to take some questions. I want to hear from the audience what you guys think about it, how the film makes you feel. Hey, tuning in from West Chatham County, how you doing? I want to do a discussion on this. So it's time for us to have a real conversation. And I know that a lot of people haven't seen the mini documentary by Speech called The Nigga Factory. It is very eye-opening. It gives you a lot to think about. I don't want to preface too much about what's going on in about what the mini documentary is about. But I absolutely do think that it is a film that all Black people should watch. It's only about 10 minutes long. So don't worry. I'm not going to, fill your night up with a 1 hour or 2 hour documentary. It's about 10 minutes long. And there's part 1, part 2, which I'm going to implore you to go out on to YouTube and subscribe to Speech, because I am playing his unique artist material. I don't own the rights to any of the music that I'm going to play in it, but I am screening Speech. Yes, Speech, the lead singer from Arrested Development, has a YouTube channel. He has an art school in the Atlanta area, and he does a lot for the Black community. But tonight we're going to just watch a special screening of The Nigga Factory. It is a mini documentary, and I think it will give all of us a lot to think about. A lot to think about when it comes to popular culture, mainstream African American culture. And then this is going to kick off a series of very serious shows that I want to do here on the Air Scott Hour. I have my special correspondent, Kevin, who comes in and gives me a good contrast. So if he's around tonight, I'm going to see what his take is on it. But then after this show, we're going to launch a series of introspective shows that help us examine our African American institutions. We want to see how effective these institutions are for us. Are they helping us? Are they hurting us? So we're going to have some great debates. I'm going to have some experts on, but I want to kick this whole vein of thought off with just this screening. I'm talking a little bit now as the audience gets built up. I see everyone logging in over there on YouTube and over there on the ATR All Things Relevant Media channel. Again, I'm only broadcasting from my personal page on Facebook today so that my close friends can see it, but I'm going to exclusively broadcast on All Things Relevant Media on Facebook going forward. So if you're joining me from the Facebook Live universe, please go and like All Things Relevant Media on Facebook. That is where that is the network that will be distributing my show going forward. The internet, the online network. And if you are a creator and have a show of your own, please inbox All Things Relevant Media and pitch your show idea. I am on the executive team for that network as one of the co-founders. So please, tell them I sent you. Inbox All Things Relevant Media. There is a button on that Facebook page that allows for messages, and pitch us your show. If you're a Black creator and you are interested in hi, there's my fan club. Thank you. This ain't I'm beautiful today. I don't feel very beautiful. But thank you, Mike. Always appreciate you. But go on to All Things Relevant Media and go and just pitch us your show. If you're a Black creator, if you're a Black woman, we need everything from lifestyle. If you cook, we definitely would love to distribute you on All Things Relevant Media. We are in the nascent stages of development, so please, check us out. If you're a creator, we definitely want to hear from you. But I'm not going to belabor this for very long. So now I'm going to show this screening of The Nigga Factory Part 1 by Speech. Stick around after the film is done. I want to hear from you. Post your questions in the chat. I'll put them on up on the screen so we can have a good discussion, family, okay? All right, and if you've seen this already, it's great to watch. It'll just be great to watch. It's not what you think. Please understand, it is not what you think. It is very intellectually grounded in real, practical, real world case studies in what could be what's plaguing the African American diaspora. So stay with me 1 second. We're going to get that up. Hold on 1 second. I know I'm a one-woman show.
What is the nigga factory? In the United States, it has only been a little over 150 years since the end of the most brutal slavery the world has ever seen. That 150 years represents the life expectancy of an average human plus their grown child. We talk about it as if it's ancient history, and the truth is, slavery in the gist of time was just an eye blink away. Tom Burrell, the author of Brainwashed, says, in the United States, blacks have been branded physically and mentally from the very beginning. That branding was even perpetuated long after slavery. The intensely torturous enslavement and indoctrination transformed into the powerful, pernicious, all-pervasive, mass media-driven brainwashing that still goes on today.
This particular chart, which summarizes IQ scores that Professor Richard Lynn alluded to in his talk, based on his review, which was published in 1991. Whites average about 100. Black Americans average about 85.
Pseudoscientific facts, taught now and in the past.
Thomas Jefferson's words from the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal. Jefferson didn't mean any of this. What did Jefferson really mean? He thought slavery was an evil thing, but he also thought that free blacks in a white society was even worse.
These views were not only in the United States, but instead as part of a global system of domination and power relations. And to maintain this power, they created the nigga factory.
Hey yo, my life is like Roots, it's a true story. It's too gory for them televised fables on cable. I'm a runaway slave watching the North Star. Shackles on my forearm, running with the gun.
One of the reasons why I stopped doing hip hop up until just recently was because when Get Like Me was the #1 song in America, I got a chance to travel internationally, and I got to see the way that America was depicting black men. And for the most part, it was rap videos. And at that time, that's when reality TV shows had just started. And like, we looked really bad. And I was a real big part of that. And I just couldn't do it no more. Like, no matter how much money people paid me at that time, I just couldn't continue to send black people's images to hell.
I gotta say something to the gangster rappers. I know a lot of y'all support me, y'all text me, y'all show me love, but I got to say something to y'all Negroes. And I ain't talking to all of you, but most of you. 12, 15, 16 albums of gangsterism, selling dope, sexually exploiting black women, going to jail, worshiping European materialism, got our kids strung out on cars. You Negroes need to get your act together. Facts. I'm tired of turning on the damn TV and I see Negroes worshiping chains, worshiping cars. Every rap song, the same shit. Money, women, kill somebody, go to jail, smoke some weed, worship materialism. Every album is the same. It might be a different rapper, different clique, different city, different flow, different beat, but the content is the same.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with the advertising and the marketing aimed directly at teenagers and even kids as young as 9 years old. It's like the old English 40 ounce of music aimed directly at Black and brown people, teaching behavior and worldview, justifying, promoting, and normalizing criminal behavior, which reaffirms the 400-year marketing campaign waged against Black people since the beginning of slavery. And through stereotypes, it continues to separate brown and Black people world by glorifying behaviors that can lead them to prison or competitively marginalized. This is the Nigga Factory.
Public Enemy is one of the most successful hip-hop groups of all time. Chuck is consistently ranked as one of the top MCs and lyricists of all time.
The whole game and trick is that they could get time on their side and get a couple of generations who are really combative about it to get old and pass on and trick the new generations and throw toys at them to hold them off. And one of the biggest crimes is the MTV networks and the Booty and Thug network of BET that's hijacked hip hop and rap music. And their whole games is to extend teenage years to 35. This has been the principle since 1990. Let's turn teenagers from 17 to 35. And when they wake up out of the fog at 36 years old, they feel that, you know, with 3 or 4 kids, they're paralyzed to move left or right. And so they got to go with the flow.
Historical facts show some things were created by racists centuries ago to redefine Black people. And a lot of it, as they say in marketing, has been sticky. Meanwhile, other things that have purposely been created to redefine Blacks positively don't stick. But why?
One of the greatest propaganda campaigns of all time was the masterful marketing of the myth of Black inferiority to justify slavery within a democracy. Ingenious. Tom Burrell, marketing veteran.
When Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, announcing the self-evident truth that all men are created equal, at that very time of writing that, he owned some 175 slaves. That's how contradictory race relations started.
He didn't think Blacks were very intelligent either. As he put it, quote, "Their existence appears to participate more of sensation than reflection."
This pop culture image of Blacks as lower than, beast or brutes, sluts, unable to think in higher vibrations and intelligence, justified the racial inequalities that people saw, not only in white people though, but also in Blacks and every other race that were brainwashed by the factory. Also from Jefferson.
He wanted Blacks deported and separated from whites so that they would be, and I quote, "beyond the reach of mixture," the American Colonization Society. At the inaugural meeting of the society, Henry Clay explained its purpose, quote, "to rid our country of a useless and pernicious, if not dangerous, portion of the population." Some of the most famous early Americans were not just members of the Colonization Society, they were officers. Besides Madison, there were Andrew Jackson, Daniel Webster, Stephen Douglas, William Seward, Francis Scott Key, Winfield Scott, and John Marshall.
These names were high-ranking officials in the United States. My brother went to John Marshall High School. There's likely street names with these names on it in your town. From scientists to presidents, to lay people of all races, the true humanity of Black people were consistently challenged, subhuman, a fraction of a human being.
But Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, didn't he believe in racial equality? No. During the Lincoln-Douglas debates, he said this, "I am not, nor ever have been, in favor of making voters or jurors out of Negroes. There is a physical difference between the white and Black races, which I believe will forever forbid the two races living together on terms of social and political equality."
This was going on worldwide. Europeans had to deal with it since the first slave in Portugal, and in America, since the first slaves in Jamestown, 1619. How can they justify this huge divide between the freedom-loving rhetoric that they espoused, mixed with this total and thorough addiction to free slave labor? knowing that it would make them the most powerful forces in the world. So the factory began. As said before, scientists, biologists, psychologists, marketing maestros started a brand. They perfected that brand over 400 years to the present day, where it has been generationally normalized to where even most black and brown people would have it no other way. They know no other way. They've become conditioned to accept the image that was started by racists, to where they look at it as our thing, our culture, our niggas. Of course, there's slews of people who are activists, woke, culturally proud, but the factory keeps on producing these same images at such a consistent rate that the woke among us, if they don't have the same consistency nor machinery, they can't make consciousness permanent or stick. The law of Sir Isaac Newton states that for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. That would be where we need to be. So far, it's not the case. All of the countermeasures, noble and admirable, at this point are no match for the 400-year marketing campaign of the nigga. So even occasional afros and progressive breakthroughs on TV, movies, and songs are unfortunately not enough to the constant exposure of twisted images, violent and dehumanizing themes from the factory. So please join me for the next episode as I go a lot deeper and further expose this factory, why I chose to use the word nigga, the deliberate and the indeliberate players in the factory, and just how high up this factory goes. I think it could get heated, and hit dogs may holler. In the meantime, push the subscribe button, share this video with everybody you know, and get ready for the next compelling episode of The Nigga Factory. I'm Speech. I love you. Peace and strength.
I'm muted. I was just talking away. Thank you, Andrew Rignanen, for pleading with the people to watch it. Yeah, the title does, it does hit you. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. Hold on. There is definitely an episode 2. You guys should, yes, I see now you can't hear me. I realize now that I was muted. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Yeah. Yes. So folks that are stood there telling me you can't hear me. I'm talking now. Yeah, thank you, Andrew, for pleading with the people to watch it before being offended. I want to hear your thoughts about it. I hear one thing. Ferrante is saying spiritual hijacking. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that is what's plaguing Black America right now, from getting on one page with getting organized and helping with the edification and the upliftment of one another? Yes, I see you can't hear me. Yes, I had to unmute myself. I didn't want you all to hear the background, but great. Yeah, it's a great documentary. There is part 2. I will show part 2 as well, so we can continue this discussion. But this week I'm doing a shorter show, and I just want to hear some of your thoughts on how we can start to counter the 400-year marketing campaign to dehumanize Black and brown bodies. That's really where we are now. We need to figure out how to recapture our humanity. Because until we do, Black lives won't ever matter. So the next time you see, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave you with just something to think about. The next time you see a headline that says a racist police officer treated a black or brown person like an animal, I want you to shift your thought process about that statement, because no human would ever snuff out the life of another human in that way. So put this into context. That cop or that authority figure, that authority figure, yes, we must recapture our humanity. We must assert it. That authority figure that snuffed out the life of that human was not, in fact, a human themselves. So let's start shifting the little things that shift within our psyche. That animal put his knee on George Floyd and snuffed out his life while he pled for his mother. That animal, see, these are not people. These are not humans that are walking among us touting this racism. I want you to think about that and let that stick in. Ivan Cohen, yes, that is the same speech from the group Arrested Development. That is the same speech. So, again, I didn't own the property to any of the music or content that I just showed in my video. I am imploring everyone to go out there, subscribe to Speech's YouTube channel. Part 3 of the Nigga Factory is supposed to be coming out, but there is a second part to this documentary, and we'll play that next week. Of course, they're all mini documentaries. They're no more than about 11 minutes long. So it's easy to screen something like that and then have a whole show to discuss it. If you have a topic or something that you want to see discussed on my show, please do not hesitate to inbox me at the Air Scott Hour. It's at the Air Scott Hour. That is my Facebook fan page. Let me know what you want to talk about. If you have a story that needs some attention, that needs to get some legs in the media, our reach with ATR Media on this channel is over 28,000 unique viewers every 28-day cycle. So we get 30,000 viewers viewing all of our content on a monthly basis. So if you've got a story you want to get out, send it to me. You know, I don't care. I bust everybody out. I bust everybody out. And tell the people about Hidden Colors. I think that they all definitely know about Hidden Colors, but that's one of the things I'm going to start doing on the show, is sharing some of the content that's out there with these wonderful Black creators, Black and brown creators, who are putting out great pieces of work to keep the people informed. Because if we don't reach one and teach one, we are absolutely doomed to fail. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you all for your well wishes about the loss in my family. I've had a couple of other emergencies since then. It's just been one of those weeks. But I didn't want to leave you guys behind. I didn't want to leave you with nothing. So go over to All Things Relevant Media on Facebook and like the page. My show also broadcasts to the Air Scott Hour on my YouTube channel. So go out there on YouTube and subscribe to the Air Scott Hour. Watch it on YouTube if you're taking a hiatus from Facebook and social media, which I highly recommend. Go on over there. But in the meantime, watch your words. Remember, our words create every bit of our reality. Our words create, don't leave yet. Our words create every bit of our reality. So watch what you say. Watch how you read it. Watch those headlines, though, as well. It was not a human that took the lives of all of our Black men at the hands of corrupt police work. It was animals. These were animals that, because another human wouldn't do that to another human. Remember that. I love y'all. God bless you guys. And I will see you next week with a full hour of the Air Scott Hour.